Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. You're looking at the Lorraine 15550, the Tier 7 French SPG, located on the southwest spawn of Arctic region. This one is under the command of beatasianoobs, and we've got 3 replays to show you in this vehicle. Game on. It's actually quite a fast little Arty, 60 kilometers an hour maximum speed. It's actually based on the Lorraine 40-ton tank, which is where it gets its speed from. Fairly lightweight in many ways. In fact, it's only 32 tons in total, but it has a 155mm howitzer mounted on it, and that's capable of doing 630 alpha, 40mm of pen, 7.6 meters on the burst radius, and a stun duration of between 11 and 22 seconds. Now, we're just wondering why this ELC M90 has actually decided to spot from the rear of the map. I thought for a second, and I think beatasianoobs probably thought for a second, that that guy was up to no good, that he was trolling, and that he decided to come back here because he wasn't going to do anything anywhere else. And in fact, actually, he may be a complete novice, but he could have been a troll. Well, we've got targets to go for. It's a tier 8 game with tier 7 tanks. He's going for the Skoda first, and he gets a direct hit with his first shot. Skoda T56 took 139. And you notice that beatasianoobs relocated straight away to avoid counter battery. Now, the standard reload for this Arty, 28.57 seconds. And you can see here that he's got a reload 23.01, which is fast. Rounds out. Oh, that was a good one. He actually hit 2 tanks at the same time, the IS-3 and the T-32, and he got stun assist as well off the IS-3, so that was a very good shot. Now he just needs to keep up the fire rate until those guys expire under the gun of the Object 252U. Oh, well, he did manage to get more damage on the IS-3. Now, despite the fact that he's knocking these trees down, and that would normally give away his position to the enemy Arty, which in this game happens to be a GW Panther, I'm pretty sure that the GW Panther is rather occupied at the moment, and he's actually firing elsewhere. So I don't think we have to worry about him so much as worrying about these guys here, and there's a lot of them. Go for the T29 first. Yes, that was a direct hit. A blind hit, but it was a direct hit and a good one. He stayed to watch, and we saw the shell hit the target, or hit where the target was last seen. So the T29 might have been tracked in the water. Okay. Can't see him. Okay. Skoda. Rounds out. Looks good. Oh! Skimmed right over the top of his turret. And we're relocating again. He is very, very good at relocating, finding a new position. And there's the T29. And yes, he's missing a huge chunk of his hit points. And that's probably down to beatasianoobs. 3 enemy tanks now. And he hits the IS-3 again for 63 and damages the T-32. So, yes, he is having a really good game. He's hitting multiple tanks at the same time. But now the Object 252U is in trouble. And we've got 2 enemy tanks trying to get him at the same time. He manages to conquer one of them by wiping out the T29. But we've got to try and stop the others. And they're determined to get hold of him. Oh, narrowly missed the M2Y, who dies when he rams at one of our teammates. I think it was the Object 252U that he hit. But he went in sideways and he expired in the process. So I suspect he didn't have the controlled controlled braking so that he could actually survive a direct ram. Rounds out the T-32, lands in front. Now he's not racking up a huge amount of damage so far, but he is getting some stun assists out of this game. The thing is to actually just be steady and keep pumping those shells out. Keep your tubes hot, as you should say. That's the technical way of saying it. By keeping your barrels hot, you're actually racking up the damage bit by bit, and you're also keeping the enemy in trouble because, of course, if these shells keep coming in, it's going to affect them. It's going to deplete them. It's going to really make it difficult for them to move further without getting hit by an Arty shell. There's that IS-3 again. He's taken a huge amount of damage from beatasianoobs so far. Oh, that one hit the roof. He got one on the roof. 290 hit points from that one. That was a really good shot. And even the G2's trying to ram the IS-3, but he actually went in to get the close clinch and get the kill. But now he's trying to take on the VK. And this is where one Arty shell in the right spot could actually help the game. Oh, he does get it as well. 268 on the rear of the VK. And I don't think... oh, one of our teammates has drowned. Oh, dear. I guess he didn't get the memo that we're winning. Okay, VK gone. Yes, the TS-54 finishes him off. Okay, we're looking for new targets now. We found an AMX AC-46 and a Shrek. The Shush PTK or TVP. Direct hit on the VK-3002D, who thought it would be a good idea to hide in the bushes, but no, he was spotted and now he's being finished off. And because of that stun, he picked up a massive amount of stun assists. 2,695. That goes together with the VK damage. And now there's only 4 enemies left. So it's a really good game for beatasianoobs. Fires another one in at the AC. Unfortunately, it didn't get over that rock there. That rock was pretty high. And most French Arty have very shallow trajectories, which means, of course, you really do need sometimes to aim long in order to get the shell onto the target and hope that it falls short. Rounds out. Oh, well, he dies before the shell arrives. So now we're going for the Shush PTK TVP, or Shrek as I like to call it, because it's a much better word name than the other name that everyone gives it, which is pretty rude. And we don't like to say rude words because we don't know if children are going to be watching. Because children do watch our videos. We know that. We've been told. Oh, that was good. The shell veered to the right. And it went past, it went not to the aim point, but it actually hit the rear of the Shrek. He's gone down. And there's only 2 left on the enemy team now. The GW Panther and the Striv S1. The Striv is down this corner. And the GW Panther is back near the cap area. We're going for a quick shot, see if we can get some shell. Don't chase the target. Pick an aim point where you think he'll go to. That's better. He's got it now. And that's a direct hit right on the money. Right on the engine deck of that S1. And he's down to 16 and he's gone. And that just leaves the GW Panther up the other end of the map. And he's gone and that's game over. It's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for beatasianoobs in the Lorraine 155 Milli 50. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 9. And he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And in fact, he didn't get a single kill in the game, but every tank he hit contributed towards that Confederate medal. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. We can see that now. The TS-54 managed 3,477, followed by the Shrek on our team with 3,195. And the third highest damage, well, that goes to the G2, who managed 2,850. But we can see that beatasianoobs did get 2,337. He was beaten by 1 member of the enemy team and 3 members of his own team, which places him in 5th place on damage. When it came to kills, though, the high scorers were the TS-54, the Shrek, and the Object 252U. All got 3 kills each. 2 kills went to the G2, and on the enemy team, only their Striv S1 managed to get more than 1 kill, and only 5 members of their team actually managed to get kills at all in that game. As we said, beatasianoobs didn't get any kills at all, but that didn't matter because that actually helped him to get the Confederate. When it came to base XP, Yep, he's top on that one. 1,462 base experience points, mostly down to the fact he did get a lot of stun assists out of that game. Second highest was the TS-54, who got the high caliber. He got, well, in fact, actually, no, he didn't get the high caliber, but he did get the highest damage in the game. And he got 1,417. And the third place goes to the G2 SP, who got 1,259. And those are the only three players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game. He fired 16 rounds, which is a decent amount of rounds fired to get a good result. 8 direct hits on the enemy. None of them penetrated, though. He did get 19 splashes, though, so he was hitting multiple targets with each shot, because 19 tanks of 16 shots. 2,337 hit points of damage, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he got 3,342 hit points of stun assist off 19 stuns, which means his combined damage was actually closer to 5,600 hit points in total, well, close to 5,700 in total, which was a really good result. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a profit of 25,445 credits, and he also took away 2,924 experience points as well. So great result in just 8 minutes. And he kept those shells going out. And he kept up his discipline as well of moving backwards and forwards to avoid the enemy Arty having a go at him through the entire battle. So very well done. I just want to check on that ELC, the one who decided that it was a good idea to camp back at our base. Well, he only got 238 hit points in the entire game. So he's not the lowest, because the T-32, the BZ-58 and the Tiger II got no damage at all. And the same could be said for the VK-3002D, who decided to become a spotter and hide in a bush when he's actually supposed to be a very active medium with an 88mm gun. And the AMX-AC, who stuck around the cap area and didn't do much for the entire battle. He got no hit points as well. So you can see that the ELC wasn't the only one who was inactive, but he picked a very bad spot to actually be sitting in for most of the battle. Anyway, that's the end of the first replay. I told you that there's actually more, so let's have a look at the second one and see how he gets on in that one. The second replay is on the north spawn of Serene Coast. Game on. Well, the Lorraine 15550, which was actually designed in 1950, never got accepted by the French, mainly because there were some design faults. I mean, it passed trials, but because they actually did make a prototype to test it out, but unfortunately it wasn't accepted in the end, and there were some minor difficulties which they actually overcame when they designed the second version. Now, he's noticed something there. He's actually pointed himself up, which meant that he couldn't aim below a certain point. You've got to recognize that if you're actually aiming on flat ground, you've got a much better range, short range and long range. But if you actually point the vehicle upwards, you will actually decrease your ability to shoot at short range. It should supposedly make it easier for you to hit at long range by increasing your the pointing the gun at the sky. In fact, that's what they used to do to the Bishop. They had actually park it on a ramp to actually increase the range of the artillery. But sadly, it doesn't work in the game. We've checked it out. The mechanics don't work. So sadly, no, it doesn't work at all. But look at that first hit. That was beautiful. 297 hit points and stun assist off the first strike. Now, that potentially was non-penetrating shot, but Hellcats don't have much in the way of armor, which is probably why he was able to get as much damage as he did. Okay, well, we're waiting for that T-832, the Terminator tank, to come out from those bushes. There he is. We fire around thinking he's going to pull back, but he didn't. He was actually teasing his ability to get shots on the enemy, and he didn't pull back when expected. All artillery players tend to be very good observers of human behavior, mainly because we want to know when we should shoot and when we don't shoot, because of course they might be trying to tease us. And so sometimes like this, beatasianoobs aims behind the guy and the guy walks straight back into the shell. You see, he worked out that the moment that guy fired, he was going to pull back, as most players do. But then he was anticipating how much that guy was going to pull back, and he got a direct hit as a result. Now he's got two tanks, T29 and the T832. One of them premium, one of them tech tree. Rounds out the T29, direct hit, 178. Now, as we mentioned before, the reload time normally 28.57 seconds. He's got 23.01. So he saved himself 4.5 seconds. Lining up the next one. Actually, it's not 4.5, it's 5.5. Where did I learn to count? I think I need to do some remedial math. Okay, IS-2 shielded down there. T832 keeps pushing. He's got very good gun depression, that guy, and he's very difficult to take out when he's in a hull down position. It looks like our other Arty, the M12, is also aiming in the same direction. It's another tier 8 with tier 7 tanks game. The M12, of course, is the tier 7 American SPG. On the enemy team, they've got the Lorraine 15550 and the S51, which of course is the Soviet tier 7. Used to be the Su-14-1, which is the tier 7 Soviet, but they've swapped it around and moved that one into the collector's tab. Okay, should be able to get that IS-2 shielded. Rounds out, looks good. Direct hit. 251. Well, looking down to the south and the peninsula, there's none of our tanks are on the peninsula left. They've all been wiped out. And in fact, the only tank that's actually defending is a tank destroyer. So we might need to move and get closer to that T832 because we've got a whole bunch of tanks near there and we need their support. Okay, we're looking at Scorpion G. He's just suddenly stopped. We're only seconds away from shooting. In fact, we could get him and the T-34-100 rounds out. That was good because he stunned the Scorpion and the T-34-100. And it looks like our platoon mate, our fellow Arty in the M12 managed to get some damage on him as well. And whoever that tank destroyer is on the island, he's doing a great job. Well, it's not an island actually. It's a little peninsula that sticks out. I think it's a G-saw actually. And he's sitting over there and blasting rounds into the enemy. Yes, we really do need to get this guy, keep hitting him so our teammates can get shots. We're getting stun assist. Okay, almost ready. Rounds out. Well, landed behind him, but it did stun him. Good, the T832 is down, and that means now we can focus on that T29 that was behind him and the UDIS 03 who's behind that guy. Our guys should be able to move down the western side of the map, and so it's actually better to be closer to them now to ensure that we've got their support. In fact, it's not the G-saw, it's actually somebody else on the peninsula. And somebody on the enemy team is in our cap area, and so it was a good decision to move this far over to the west. And now we need to seek the protection of these bushes just in case the enemy decides to leave the cap and come after us. Okay, we're aiming in. Let's have a look and see. It's the T25-2 on our team who's going to be going in there to try and get the reset. Just need to see where he is. Should spot him fairly quickly. The M12's moved over the railway line as well. He's probably just around the corner. So there he is. And it's two of them. Rounds out. Oh, lovely reset. He's reset the Borsig, and of course Borsigs don't have much in the way of armor. Just need to put another round in there, and our Challenger's coming in as well, and he's going to plant a round into them. Okay, let's go for it again. Rounds out, direct hit. That was a solid one. We lost the Challenger, but they lost the IS-2 too. We got the stun assist, and that's just the Borsig is in that corner. And he goes down to the M12, so good shooting. And in fact, there's only one enemy left. It's the S-51. And we don't know where he is at the moment. Somewhere down to the south. We're having a quick look. It's anticipated he might be over in this corner. Of course, he might have run up the peninsula as well to try and hide. Oh, he's drowned. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the first class tanker for beatasianoobs in the Lorraine 15550. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 12, and he got another Confederate hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And yet again, no kills in the game, but every tank he hit contributed towards his Confederate medal. Let's have a look at team score. Well, we can see the highest damage in the game turned out to be, yes, beatasianoobs. 2,538 hit points of damage. Second highest damage turned out to be the Indian Panzer, who managed 1,968. And the third highest damage was the S-51 on the enemy team, who rather sadly drowned himself, which is a mistake because, of course, you can always gain more hit points, even if you have to ram the enemy to get it. But it's more fun that way because at least you're trying to make it pay. In third place when it came to kills, we can see the high scorers were the Indian Panzer and the 122 TM. Both got 3 kills each. 2 kills went to the GSOR 1008, the ISU 152K, and the S-51 and the IS-2 armored on the enemy team. And of course, no kills for beatasianoobs. But when it came to base XP, we can see he's right at the top of the table, 1,040. The only player to get over 1,000 base in the game. So he's got the highest damage, highest base XP. Second place going to the M12, who got 885. And the same amount went to the Type 4 Ju2 as well with 885. So 2 players with exactly the same base XP, even though they actually had different roles in the game. So, yes, 2 columns he got the top on. 13 rounds fired, 10 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrations though. 15 splashes, 2,538 hit points, of which 2,292 were at more than 300 meters. I suppose the close shots were probably on the guys actually down by the bridge, although it could have been the guys in the cap area. He damaged 7 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he got 1,594 hit points of stun assist of 15 stuns. He also got 42 defense points when he reset the cap. On a free-to-play account, he actually made 60,945 credits, and he also picked up 1,560 experience points out of this one as well. So that's the end of the second battle of first class, which is a bit down on the previous one, because if you remember the previous game, ace tanker. So this time round, first class, but the same other medals. Let's see how he gets on in the third replay. In the third replay, beatasianoobs is now on the south spawn of Mountain Pass. Game on! Well, this map has changed quite a lot. In fact, much for the worse, actually. I think it was better the other way around. Although, some people like the new map in the sense that it actually gives further opportunities. I think it's actually worse, because you used to be able to sit there over there in the corner with all the trees around you and shoot at the enemy tanks. And they wouldn't know that you were there until it was too late and you're actually getting hits on them. He's aiming for the other side of the bowl at the moment. Nobody's been spotted. Oh, they are now. Rounds out. Well, that definitely generated some damage. He hit 2 tanks, the VK3002D and the T71GA. And he got stun assist immediately afterwards as well. Well, aiming for the bridge now, and we can see that there was a renegade trying to make her way across the bridge. Rounds out and, yeah, tagged him. And got a lot of stun assist off that one. But the guy has managed to make his way across the bridge. Okay, up onto the ice road now. Yes, one of the changes they did make has actually made it easier, or slightly easier, to actually hit enemies on all 3, or in fact, all 4 flanks, you could say. Because, of course, there's the western pass as well. You have to change position if you want to hit the western pass, though. Well, we're not going to be able to hit that FP4202 until he gets pulls back. But there's a Sture Mill. We can hit that guy. Very thin armor on Sture Mills. Direct hit. That could be a penetrating shot. It looks like the enemy's pushing as many tanks as they can across the bridge. And all we've got is Super Hellcat there. And I don't think he's going to last very long. Although he did just get a kill. Unfortunately, he has been wiped out. And all we've got now is a Barask and a Renegade who's coming back to help him. Meanwhile, over on the ice road, the Lurva and a KD4 rounds out. Okay, this is making it very, very difficult. Our guys are going up the north of up the west side. But a whole bunch of our tanks are completely out of position on the west side. They really should be streaming back to our cap. And they haven't done so. Rounds out. Good, good. Yes! Got the Wizzy 111, but he wasn't able to get a huge amount of... Well, he's getting the stun assist now. But unfortunately, we did lose the T29. And now we're about to lose the T25 too. Okay, we can get around into the KV4. Rounds out. Yes, direct hit. And he got stun assist. Oh, masses of stun assist off that one. Unfortunately, T25-2 is about to go down. Yep. And now the IS-3's next. That was the S-51 firing in. We're about to fire on the Wizzy. Rounds out. Direct hit. Stops him in his tracks. But now the rescue guys have turned up. Yep, we've got more tanks back and they're all going to start sniping at these tanks as they try to make their way towards our cap. In the meantime, we're trying to hit some of the others. You can see the Sture Mills missing a huge amount of hit points. So it did appear that that shot did have a massive effect. Could have been a penetrating shot. A round hits the Tiger 1 for 240. beatasianoobs is doing really well in terms of the amount of targets he's hitting. He's trying to keep as active as he can. Okay, the Lurva. Rounds out. Yes, direct hit. Good shot. Changing position. Now, he's not on a flat land at the moment. He was looking for his rescue. I can see that he was looking for his rescue, but I think he wasn't on flat ground, and you've always got to look for that. If your rescue disappears suddenly, it could be your vehicle's not pointing in the right direction. Going for the T71 to get a splash kill, and he misses it, unfortunately. Well, it looks like the enemy that are on the ice road have been wiped out now, and we're now looking to the north to try and get the Tiger 1 up on the heights. That T-71's still a problem. The Scorpion's trying to retreat. We're loaded. Now just work out where his path is. Rounds out, goes through the path, and lands next to him. So he got some damage assist there as the Scorpion went through. Our Barass gets a drive-by. Or was it somebody else, actually? It looked like it was a Renegade got a drive-by. So there's only 4 left on the enemy team. They've got the TL1 LPC, the Scorpion, and 2 Arty, the Lorraine and an S51. The Lorraine dies very quickly, and the Scorpion's a one-shot. Well, the Scorpion's gone. There's the S51. One's left to kill. It's the TL1 LPC. Unfortunately, we missed him, but there you go. He's gone. And that's the end of the game, and it's a victory. Here's the end of battle stats, and yet again, another ace tanker for beatasianoobs in the Lorraine 15550. He got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this game. He managed to get 6, and he got another Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And yet again, no kills, but that helped him to get that Confederate medal. Let's have a look at team score. Well, in this one, he didn't get the highest damage, although he tried. He was pumping those shells out as quickly as he could. 3,396 hit points went to the IS-3A on our team. The second highest damage was the T1L LPC on the enemy team, got 2,527. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the UDIS 03 on our team with 2,487. When it came to beatasianoobs, he got 1,933. So he was beaten by only 2 members of the enemy team, and 4 members of his own team placed him in 7th place on damage. When it came to kills, though, it was the IS-3A who got 4 kills. 3 kills went to the 122 TM on our team and the Barask, and also the TL1 LPC on the enemy team. And, of course, beatasianoobs didn't get any kills at all from the game, but he did get the highest base XP out of that one because he did so much stun assist. 1,213 base experience points went to beatasianoobs, 1,187 went to the IS-3A, and 1,047 went to the 122 TM. And those were the only 3 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in the game, so they were the ones putting in most of the effort. Let's have a look at detail. He fired 13 rounds, got 6 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but he did get 14 splash. Damage of 1,993, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 9 of the enemy, didn't get any kills, but he got 185 hit points of damage assist and 3,238 hit points of stun assist off 13 stuns. So a combined damage of 5,200 overall, 5,400 actually, you might say, with the damage assist as well. So yes, he really was pumping out the damage on the enemy. On a free-to-play account, he earned another 11,056 credits profit, and he took away 1,213 experience points as well. These replays didn't all come in at the same time, actually. The thing was, beatasianoobs kept sending in another replay and another one, and I keep logging them saying, hang on a sec, he's already got one replay with the Lorraine 15550. So I thought, oh, I'd do them all together in the same video, and that's how they all ended up together. Because the first replay on Arctic region, that was shown on the 12th of May, so I do apologize for it being so late. 14th of May was the second one, and that's when I twigged he was having more than one battle in the Lorraine. I think he's marking it. And then we got the third one coming on 22nd. So I do apologize that it's taken a little while for these to get done, but at least we have done them now. And you can see that he is very, very consistent with the Lorraine 15550, and he's getting good damage. He's keeping those shots out onto the enemy. As soon as he's loaded, he's ready to go. He's got a target, he's lined up, he's ready to shoot. And that's how you generate real damage in these battles, and that's how you help your team. Because, of course, so long as you're firing at the enemy, your teammates are getting supported. So I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give these videos a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. and thank you for watching.